A certain Cameroonian couple Corinne and Pete recently shared their captivating love story which will make you crave to fall in love. Both lovers, who were students at the Brontech Institute at the time, met and fell in love in 2014. They continued their relationship after school and now in 2018 they are about to tie the knot. According to Corinne, she met her man 2 days after she enrolled into the institute. Speaking with Bella Nijo, she said, "It was my second day at Brontech Institute. As I walked to my class, I peeped into one of the other classrooms and saw a familiar face which made me take a second look, and there was Pete, also trying to figure out the familiar face. We later found out we both belonged to the same group on Facebook. After that day, Pete and I became good friends. One day after class, Pete offered to give me a ride home. When we got to my place, he tried to sneak a kiss on me and I hit my head so hard on the side glass trying to escape that kiss. It was very awkward." She continued that the romance sparked off afterwards, which later led to her staying at his place when she needed an accommodation after she moved to Philadelphia. She said, "A year later, I needed a place to live in Philadelphia as I moved there for work, and it turned out Pete was living in Philadelphia at the time. He was kind enough to take me in. The plan was for me to be there for about 2 weeks while finding my own place. We ended up living together for almost 6 months, and our undeniable attraction for each other led us into each other's arms and a romantic relationship pursued. It was however short-lived as we hit some major lows and setbacks in our relationship that led to 2 breakups. While apart, we realized life with each other was all we both wanted, and that brought us back together." The groom-to-be also shared his own side of their charming love story as he narrated that it was a plan with his friend, which went perfectly well for him. He said, "My thirst for Corinne dates way back to my 3rd year in the university, but yielded no fruits until 2014. One morning, I was taking a revision class when this light-skinned beauty walked past my class. At that moment all my attention was lost, as I could not recover from the most attractive distraction I have ever seen. One afternoon after giving a revision class, I told her friend Mandy to go ahead and leave her behind so she will need a ride home, in which case I'll gladly offer to give her a ride. And it went exactly as planned. Once we got to her destination, as shy and scared of women as I am, I couldn't find the words to use, so instead I reached out to hug her goodbye, and she almost hit her head on the glass trying to escape, thinking it was a kiss. Well, it was not a kiss, but that told me that she was thinking about it too. It was at that moment that I decided to preach the gospel according to Peter. A few months down the line she got a job in Philly, and I offered to have her live with me while she got her own place. We got even closer as friends, but we could not resist the obvious attraction that we had and became romantically involved." The bride, continuing in her story, spoke on her fairy tale proposal that happened on a yacht. She said the proposal was the most exciting thing for us. She has never expected the surprise from her boyfriend. She said, "Last year, Pete came to me with this idea of a couple's trip to Tampa, with his friends and their wives or girlfriends. I agreed to join him and was excited about it. 2 weeks before the trip, he told me he couldn't make the trip anymore because of a work training that coincided with the trip date. I didn't think anything of this, but little did I know there was more to this trip than met the eyes. 2 days to the trip, he informed me that the training had been cancelled because almost everyone at his job was going to Houston to volunteer at the post-hurricane relief, which meant the trip was back on for him. These were all efforts on his end to distract me from the whole reason for the trip. The excitement was all I felt and thought nothing of it still until we got to Tampa on Monday, September 4th, and while on a yacht, I turned around to find him on one knee, asking me to marry him. Biggest shock and surprise of my life that has led to my forever journey with this man I love. Of course, I said yes. How much should a man earn as salary before considering him for marriage? On source.